And with many U.S. states easing restrictions, movie theaters have begun reopening in one of the world's most significant movie market, New York. But this comeback will be with constraints, of course. Restrictions will include 25% occupancy or maximum 50 patrons. What does this move hold? Now, foreign industry, battered by the pandemic for over a year, find out in this next report from New York by our correspondent Susan Tehrani.
Movie theaters have opened in New York City. Welcome news for an industry that had been battered by the coronavirus pandemic. However, smaller indie theaters say they might have to wait before they reopen. New York is one of the world's most important movie markets, and theaters have been America's most beloved cultural institutions for decades.
It's a big deal to get New York City open. We've been lobbying Governor Cuomo's office for many, many months, and we're grateful to be able to open. What it means, New York City is the #2 movie-going market in America, and Los Angeles being #1, still closed. We're working on that too. But without the #1 and #2 movie-going markets, the studios have not released big movies exclusively to theaters, and the whole industry has been suffering worldwide.
The debut comes with new restrictions, like a 25% occupancy rate, or a maximum of 50 patrons, mask requirements, and social distancing.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I love going to the movies, so as long as it's open, I'm going.
Movie theaters must adhere to the following regulations as well, like assigned seating, additional staffing to control occupancy, traffic, and seating to ensure compliance, and enhanced air ventilation and purification standards must be met by theaters. Also, most theaters won't open their concession stands, which plays an important role in revenue.
I like going to the movies, but at the moment, going to movies and without popcorns and wearing masks, that would be fun actually.
I'm one of the first ones coming to see a movie today. Like, we've been so locked down for so long, like a little bit over a year, or a year to be exact. Like, this is a privilege. This is an honor to be going to the movies right now.
I feel good. The movie is open. I'm so excited. Before the pandemic, we used to go to the movies like 3 times a week.
While AMC and other big movie theater chains are geared up to welcome moviegoers, the fate of most private-run theaters seem uncertain, whether they can afford reopening with limited capacity and the costs of adhering to pandemic safety regulations.
You know, a lot of chains are barely hanging on. A lot of mom and pops are barely hanging on. There are going to be many theaters that just will never reopen because of this pandemic.
Meanwhile, as New York City slowly opens up nationally, the Labor Department said on Friday that the U.S. economy added some 378,000 new jobs, and unemployment dipped slightly to 6.2%. A better than expected result, as vaccines roll out and restrictions are being eased in states nationwide. Susan Tehrani from New York for WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.